Hey everybody, welcome to my vintage studio space. So today I have a haul video for you, and then I'm also going to be sharing all the tools that I use for my business. These items make me more efficient. They make my life easier. They're just the pieces that I actually could not live without and still do my business. They make that much of a difference on the day-to-day. Right now we're in buying season, so you may want to buy yourself a present for your business. Plus, you know, this is the last opportunity to spend money for the current tax season. So we're gonna start this video with a haul. Let's jump right into it. So today's pile of goodies is very eclectic. It is stuff that I've ordered online. It's stuff that I've gotten at vintage pop-ups. It's stuff that I've gotten at two estate sales. So I actually went to two really big estate sales recently. I didn't do any filming because it's really hard to film at estate sales around here. It's just wildly competitive and you're just stuffing everything that you can possibly get your hands on in the bag. There's some stuff that I totally forgot to show you in the past I'm going to show you now. And then I've also been digging out pieces that I just feel like, you know what, why don't I just sell them? I've been holding on to them. I don't need to hold on to them. You guys might want them. And I'm in the mindset of let's get everything I can get out of this room right now, so when January comes, I can start fresh. And then this box here probably has the cutest things I have ever bought ever in my life. And you will absolutely understand when you see them. So let's kick things off with the estate sale find. So I actually picked up two furniture pieces. I have no business buying furniture pieces, but I did. So I'm gonna pop some footage on the screen of the two things that I grabbed. And when you see them, you'll understand why, because they're just really good. The curio cabinet that I picked up, it was $50. It was definitely something I paid up for, but it actually has the rounded glass and the ornate top. It's that deep, rich, kind of almost cherry wood, and dark wood stains are really popular for 2026. I'm actually in the process of compiling all the trends for a 2026 trends report, and dark wood tones are very much in, and so is that old world aesthetic, and the curio cabinet is something that was gaining steam a couple years ago and is definitely still here to stay. So it just checked all those trend boxes and it's just so pretty. So I'm probably gonna sell that on Marketplace, at least try. I feel like in my booth, I'd have to hang it on the wall. I'm not sure I really wanna do that. I don't have a great space because it's just so big. I'd have to forfeit anything else I wanna hang in that area. And to ship it, I'm just so scared that that curved glass is gonna break in transit. Plus it's a behemoth, it weighs a ton. So I'm gonna actually try Marketplace for a change. I don't sell a lot of stuff on Marketplace. I sell my own personal stuff on Marketplace, stuff I'm gonna get rid of, garage sale stuff, but I don't usually sell stuff from my business. So it might be a good try. I haven't really done it, so I figured this is the perfect opportunity to try it with that piece. And the second furniture piece I picked up is this amazing, I think it's maple wood or burl wood style table. I think with the way that the scalped edges are, it makes me feel like it's that maple, that style of maple. And I'm totally blanking on what that type of maple is called. But it's two-tiered, it's very sculptural, has really interesting legs. And I have a spot on my landing on the second floor that I feel like it could look really great there. I think it was $32. So again, not cheap, not cheap. But estate sale pricing around here has gotten really, really high, crazy high. And this piece I thought was probably worth that amount. And so I'm either going to put it on my landing or again, I may try to sell it on Marketplace and just, maybe double my money. It's not a huge flip. It's another piece I'm not sure I want to ship out. That's a little bit more straightforward because it wouldn't break in transit, but it's also requiring a big box. And I try to be nice to myself these days and not ship pieces I dread if they sell. But if one of you wants it and it's just the pinnacle piece that you need for a spot in your home, let me know and I might be persuaded for the right amount. So we'll see. But anyways, those are the two furniture pieces and I am trying very hard not to pick that stuff up, but they were just too good. So at the same estate sale, they actually had a bunch of frames, just a ton of frames. Small frames and big frames like this. And because I buy so many pieces of art that are either on board or on canvas that are not framed, anytime I can find frames at a good price, I usually pick them up. This beautiful frame with all of the carved detail. It's kind of hard to tell on camera because it's so dark. This is only $4, which I thought was great. And this little thin gold frame was $2. So a lot of these were $2, $4. Just cute little frames for either needle points or small pieces of art. And these are the types of things that If you have them in your arsenal, when you find that really strange like one-off piece, you can then pop it in a frame like this, because to get anything professionally framed is just wildly expensive. Here's another like pretty wood frame. And I actually like the print. This particular estate, the person had very much like that Victorian, old world, like chateau core type of style. It's where I got the curio cabinet. And so there was a lot of really nice like period specific prints in the frames. Like you could totally sell this, but I actually have a piece of art that I think would look really nice in it. So I bought it more so for the frame and not the actual art in it. And then another piece I want to show you that's related but not a frame is this really pretty watercolor. It was only $1 of an owl. I thought it was really nicely done. I have a bunch of loose art that I am hopefully getting to in a couple weeks when I have some time off. I want to go through all the loose art that I have and kind of make a decision on what I'm selling and what I'm keeping, and then maybe do a little bit of framing. I'm trying to, at the end of the year, take some just time to do just fun, crafty DIY projects. I love doing that stuff. I just don't make a lot of time for it. So anyways, this is my box of frames. Every once in a while, when I do find that perfect piece that I can marry with a frame, I'm like, it's like a euphoric moment. I feel like it must be like what certain men feel like when they've saved scrap pieces of wood from a project and they keep it in a box under the workbench and they finally have a need for it. I feel like that's like the euphoria I feel when I marry a frame and a piece of art together. But one thing that was very, very lucky is when I found these two pieces, they were actually separate, this frame and this piece of art. And so I brought it up and I'm like, hey, how much for, you know, these? And the lady who was working the estate sale, she's like, well, don't they fit together? And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't even try, because I was in that mindset of like, get whatever you can, think about it later. And look, they fit together. She's like, so how about $6 for both? And I'm like, yes, please. So I just could not believe it, because I like the fact that this frame is kind of like a grayer wood rather than like a warm, like honey wood. And I thought it brought out some of the gray tones in this horse painting, which is so well done. And the color palette is so just cheerful. So I have to attach this to the frame, but this will be available on Etsy. And usually when I find horse art like this, people tend to get excited because there's a lot of horse lovers out there. Not me. I was bucked off by a horse twice. So that ended my horse career. This was when I was young. But I guess I can admire how pretty they are. But yeah, I just could not believe that I've got these two separate rooms and it ended up working together. So that was definitely meant to be. So the things that actually got me to that estate sale, which you'll laugh, because these are not something that excite me, but they do sell, are these little Cupid wall hangings. This is a surprise to me. I didn't know these were popular until I picked up a couple on a whim. I don't know if that was this year or last year. All the years of my thrifting adventures are blending together. It was recent though, and I have since started to pick them up, and they always seem to have a buyer. Now these ones are not wood. They are like a resin, but they're painted beautifully and they're very solid, and on the wall they would definitely look like wood. So I have one like this with the wings expanded, and then I have a set like this that the wings are down. So I'm not sure how these resin ones will do. So I've done wood and I've done like the chalkware, but I have not done like a resin like this. So we'll see. But they were only $4 each, which I thought was great. And they can sell for a lot of money. I'll pop on the screen like comps for the chalkware or the ones that are made and carved from wood. And you can see what I'm talking about in terms of being surprised at how much they can go for. So this is kind of what brought me to the sale, because I feel like not a lot of people know, like I didn't, that they can be valuable. And so I went there and it happened to be the second day and they were there. So lucky for me, I got these. So another piece I picked up that I paid up for at the estate sale is this beautiful mountain painting. I loved the reflection of the water. The colors are still really vibrant. It's from 1937, which is crazy. And the size is just perfect. Everyone has a spot in their home for something small like this. It's just stunning. I've thought about keeping it because this definitely looks like Oregon. The reason why I live here is because I can see mountain scenes like this in like 2 seconds. I just got to drive down the road and then the mountain's like in view. That's why I live here. It's so beautiful. So I've wanted to keep it, but I won't. But yeah, $30 paid up for it. But I definitely think that there's still a lot of margin in it because of the size, what the composition is, and then also how old it is. It's just a really special piece. So this next piece I paid up for as well. But can you believe it? Like, this is like the dream. Finding a tiger this large. It's solid brass. It's huge. It's in amazing shape. It still has its like luster. This is an example of perfect patina. Wherever they had this in their home, it was well cared for and it was dusted regularly and it's just stunning. So I have sold many a brass tigers, none quite this large, and they definitely go for a lot of money because they're just so rare, especially ones in this like grade of condition. But this guy, he is heavy. Look at the detail on his face and fur, like super muscular. It's just a crazy piece. So this was $50, but they're worth well over $100. They're worth close to $200. So that's why I picked it up. So yeah, this will be available on Etsy. Okay, so let's move on to some pop-up stuff. Now, I actually got this at my friend Heather and Brian's pop-up sale, and I totally forgot to show you guys this when I was showing you the haul. It's a really cool carved wood riser. I thought it was phenomenal. It's extremely solid. I got it for maybe putting in my booth, but I feel like someone would want this just as decor because it's so beautiful. It does have some like cracks like here in the wood, but they don't go all the way through. So it's not like a structural crack, it's just like part of the wood. So it's not something that you'd have to worry about the leg breaking off. It doesn't go all the way through. It's just on the inside and you can't really tell it's there, especially when styled. So it's a very solid piece. But I wanted to kind of let you know in case this is something you're interested in, you turn it over and you're like, oh, there's a crack. That's just inherent in this type of wood. This type of wood often will have cracks, especially when they're carving. So I thought this was very, very cool. And I was really excited to pick it up. And if I had a spot for it in my home, another thing I would keep. There have been so many pop-up vintage sales in my area. It's really been hard to keep track of, frankly. So my other friend, Emily, who I go on sourcing trips with, she also had a pop-up. She has great taste. I sourced from her. And so I went not wanting to really buy too much because I have a lot of inventory right now. But when I saw this box, I thought it was beautiful because look at the scalloped detail. It's incredible. In all the different types of wood, it's just so well done. The inside is a little bit threadbare, but I don't think it really matters because for the most part, people are just styling this on a shelf and they're not actually putting anything in it. But if you wanted to, it would definitely be nice and cozy in this padded interior. So I thought this was stunning, like absolutely stunning. I almost hesitated listing it because I thought, ooh, should I do a little styling? Should I like rearrange my shelves for a second and put this in it just to have some different, you know, photos? And I'm like, no, you don't have time for that. Just list it. So this is available for you guys. I thought it was absolutely just gorgeous. And then this I did get for myself at her sale, the Kokeshi doll, because, you know, I collect them. And this like colorway, the traditional ones I have, I think they're chrysanthemums. Maybe I'll look it up and let you guys know. But the pinks and the cute little bob haircut, I mean, she's just adorable. I do not have one actually with this shape where it like tapers in at the center. Most of mine have the head and then the straight body. So she's gonna look really fun with her new friends. So I'm trying to like get all the different heights because I have a giant one and then I have a bunch of smaller ones that go down. And just a little teaser, what was in that box, that's super cute. That's going to help me with my Kokeshi heights, like all the different ones I want. So that's a teaser of what's inside that box. Just wait until we get to that part of the video. But I thought she was great. I think she was 24. Yeah, so she was 24, so that was like a good, you know, price for her. And I just, so excited. So excited. So of course I go into her pop-up and I look around and immediately I'm like, Kokeshi, I have to have it. So this is kind of like a present for me. My birthday's coming up, so I guess it's kind of like a birthday present. So this next piece actually has a really cute story. So my son picked this out. So he came with me to my friend Emily's pop-up and she had a garage full of deals. And in one of the boxes was this painting. So my son, of course, he wants to buy everything he sees anywhere in the world. He just is like, we should buy that, we should buy that, we should buy that. That's just the kid. And with my business being essentially buying and selling stuff, he just thinks people buy things all the time. I'm like, no, just for my business, we don't buy things all the time, just in general. It's been a hard thing to educate him on, being, a 6, almost 7-year-old. So I told him, like, you can go in that garage and you can maybe pick something out because it was all going to be, really cheap. And so he found this painting. It was $5. It's really lovely, totally up my alley. And my son was so excited that he found this and picked it out. He was so proud of himself. He told everybody at the sale, this is my painting, I picked it out. And he got to pick where he hung it in our house. So it's actually hung super low near the ground at his eye level, so he can look at it. And it's like tucked under the stairway area. Interesting, unique place, but that's where he wanted it. And so that's where it shall live, in that little area for him to admire. So yeah, he was super excited. He was just over the moon. He just told everybody. He called my parents and his grandparents. He had to show everybody the art, his first original piece of art. Oh, I could get teary. The kid loves art. That's like the dream for me. So anyways, yeah, this will not be for sale because this is my son's. So now we're gonna move on to some things that I have been like hoarding away that I feel like I need to offer up for sale. So this beautiful needlepoint, I had the vision of framing it, but I thought, you know what? Why not let one of you frame it? And someone messaged me recently saying, you should just sell all your unframed needlepoints and tapestries because they sell a lot of unframed ones on Etsy. And they're like, you know what? You'll never get to those projects because they know me. And they're like, just sell them. So I was opening up my cupboard today and I remembered I had this. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna sell this. So this will be available on Etsy. I will let you frame it, but it is a picture from Czechoslovakia is what it says on the tag. I got it for $6, which is a really good deal, but it's very square, which is nice because oftentimes with needlepoints, they can be kind of askew, which makes framing them a bit of a nightmare. But that will be on Etsy. This I totally have forgotten to ever show you, and I thought about keeping it for me, so that's why you haven't seen it, but I decided, you know what? No, I feel like it's just so cute. It does not deserve to live in a cupboard while I figure out where I'm gonna put it. So this will be available for one of you guys. It's a beautiful strawberry crewel, excellent shape. It's behind glass, so that's why it's pristine, and the frame is like a really nice wood. It's professionally framed, so that's why it's so nice. So this will be available for you guys. I have some like old world like gilt pieces that, again, at one point I thought, oh, I'll just do a whole drop of like gold gilt stuff like this, stuff from Italy. And I have never done a drop really in my life because that's just not how I operate. So this is actually like a print, but it is made in Italy. And so this will be available on Etsy. It's actually a famous work. So you can see like the artist and then the dates, but it's a replica of the work, and then it's framed, but it is from Italy. So it's probably mid-century. And then this is a really beautiful mirror, also from Italy, because it's that Florentine style. And then I think someone stuck this medallion with the padded like little picture here, like the cameo in it. So to kind of make it even more luxe. I think someone did that. It's dusty. I gotta dust it before I list it. But anyways, these are kind of two old world things I was going to make available because they just have been on a shelf. I'm like, you know what? We just need to list them. I also found a trio of florals here, which I was going to keep for my own collection, but decided I'm not now because I don't really have a whole lot of wall space where I have all my little small ones, which is over by my door. I'd have to like change walls. So I thought, no, I should just sell these as a set. I sell trios of art, like the mini art pieces like this, the paintings. I've sold these many times. They always have a buyer and they can sell for like a decent amount. And they're very easy to ship because they're teeny tiny, see? They pack basically just down like this. So they're really a joy to sell. So I probably should just list them. So this next piece you're gonna giggle at because I actually thought I was going to paint on this block print and actually make prints in time for the holidays. I mean, we all know that was never going to happen, but a girl can dream. It seems to be the theme of this video is the things Andi thought she was going to do, but she did not do. And will she learn for 2026? We will see. We have yet to see. if that's going to be the case. So I can't remember who wanted this. One of you wanted this. So I apologize. I can't remember, but I am going to make it available. So hopefully you're watching today, but it is a beautiful block print of a seasonal scene. It's hard to tell, but it's definitely like more snowy, and this is like snow falling, and you can tell like they look like they're bundled up. It's just a beautiful, beautiful block print. I will never get around to it, so that's why I'm going to give it to you guys. Oh, by the way, I have been posting more holiday stuff like each week, and a lot of it has sold, but there's still pieces there in case you haven't been checking my shop in a while, and you wait to check it until I do like a drop on YouTube. But there is still some holiday pieces, like some brass stocking holders and some other things that are listed in case you're still looking for decor. So as I was going through all the Christmas stuff that I was going to be selling, I remembered that I purchased this adorable little nativity. So it's a little ceramic nativity. It has all the major players. So it has the three wise men, it has Mary and Joseph, and it has a bunch of different animals to it. It's just a really sweet, soft pastel colored piece. Like here's one of the wise men. I love miniature nativities, and so that's I think I had picked it up again thinking it was for me, and I don't really need another nativity scene in my home. One could have too many. So prioritizing the ones that are most meaningful to me based on who gave it to me or if it was part of my childhood. So I'm going to list that one, but all the major players are there and animals, and it's in really great shape. And it's just really sweet. It's like just a mini nativity, which I feel like can fit anywhere. I just like to tuck them away on shelves during the holidays. Like basically it's like spot the nativity, because I just have always had a soft spot for them. So that one, I love it, but it's gonna be available on Etsy. Okay, so quickly on to some random pieces. So these will probably go to my booth. It's just the stone ashtray, which I thought was really interesting. Ashtrays sell well in my booth. This piece I haven't figured out what I wanna do with it. If one of you want it, let me know. It is this really interesting black tray that has the painted gold detail around the edges, and then it's painted shells and flowers and like coral. It just was so weird to me. It was not cheap. It was $8.99 at the thrift store, which I thought was a little high, but it just, like the shiny quality of the shells and the florals, I just thought it was really cool. So you could totally have this on a dresser with your perfumes and your makeups and your jewelry, and it's fairly durable surface for being painted. Thankfully, like the sticker came right off and didn't peel any of the paint off, so it seems to be well made. So if this is something you guys want, let me know and I can get it listed for you. Otherwise, it probably will go to my booth as like maybe like a really pretty vignette moment. So I don't know. I thought it was just a strange piece for Value Village. I've never seen anything like that. I'm also going to be listing some bells, which you guys know I pick up all the time. This is a pretty one that is on rope, and then I have a collection of bells that I'm going to list. Usually these go to one of my regular buyers. I always have her in mind when I pick them up. So I usually put them on an automatic hold, but if they don't sell, then I remove the hold and make them available for you. Okay, so now on to the best part, which is a box of cuteness, and it's all Kokeshi dolls. So miniature Kokeshi dolls, miniature ones. So I got these off of eBay, and they were not cheap. It was $100 for the box of all these, which is quite a lot of money for things so small. These are the biggest ones of the group. I just loved their shape and their colors. But the rest of them are teeny tiny. Look at this one. And his friend. They're both in like a tiny net. His head is funny. I mean, can you even? As I was pulling them all out, I was nearly losing it. Absolutely losing it, because each one I pulled out was cuter than the next one I pulled out. And they're all so teeny tiny. I mean, look at how little that is. Absolutely adorable. So I don't know which ones I'm keeping yet and which ones I'm selling, but I definitely will be selling from this haul because I do not need this many miniature Kokeshis. I don't have a spot for them. Even though they're small, I feel like I can't have this whole room just be Kokeshis everywhere. I mean, I have them just tucked away all over the place and in my house. It's definitely a thing right now. It's definitely a thing in my home. So I'll be selling some of these on Etsy. Some of them will go to my booth. It's hard because The little ones are not necessarily worth a ton, and so to ship them, like, you know, the shipping cost is going to be a lot compared to what even the item is. So I have to just kind of figure out exactly how I want to do it. I could group a few together, but I just got to see. So I don't know how I'm dealing with this yet, but I am just enjoying the fact that they're all so sweet and little. So I'll put them all up on my dresser so you can see a close-up of all of them, because they are worth checking out, every single one of them. And they're just, oh, they're so cute. Okay, so that is my very eclectic haul of stuff. So most of the pieces are gonna be online on Etsy. So I usually link them down below in the description. Now we're gonna shift gears, and we're actually going to shift locations too. We're gonna go into the center of my studio space in front of my really pretty style shelves, and I'm gonna show you all the cool tools that I use for my business. So welcome to this part of my studio space. So I wanted to highlight quickly some of the tools that make running my business so much easier. This is probably the most recommended thing that I have on my list. So all of these things will be linked down below on Amazon. This is phenomenal. It's an electric box cutter. Every time one of you buys this piece, you will rave and send me a message or an email or a DM and saying, thank you so much for telling me about this, because it is a game changer. And it is. They're not that expensive, and they just make cutting down boxes and processing boxes that much better. So even if you're not someone who is shipping things out, but you probably have boxes that you need to cut down that you get from Amazon and you want to put them in your recycling bin, this is that thing that makes that process so much easier. So whether you're shipping or not, this is the best thing. I've had this for a while now. I still have yet to change out the teeth on it. It comes with an extra one in case this gets dull, because at some point this will dull out and not cut as well, but I haven't had to change it out yet, and I've had this for a while. And also the battery is very long lasting. So mine is pink. It comes in other colors. It doesn't need to be pink. It actually can come in other colors if you're not a pink fan. I just happen to pick the pink one, but you don't have to. So this is an absolute must-have. And if you're looking for a gift for someone that is just useful and there may not be a reseller, I feel like something like this is a tool that everyone needs in their arsenal. Two things that are very, very timely because we are in wrapping season are these tape dispensers. Now this I actually got secondhand, so if you see these at the thrift store, pick them up. But if you're always losing the little plastic tape dispensers, you need one of these. It's amazing. So when I'm doing my pricing, or I'm doing any wrapping, or I'm stealing anything, it's just like, you know, pull, you know, and there you go. I'm not like struggling with the stupid little plastic one that oftentimes breaks, it goes missing. Like I said, it's just a nightmare. So this is weighted. If you can find them, you know, out at the thrift store in a estate sale, you know, they're very inexpensive. Usually you're finding these at estate sales, because this is something that has lived in people's homes for, you know, decades and decades. But you can also buy it on Amazon. This one I did buy off of Amazon. It is heavy duty, and it's for shipping tape. And this is great for when you're packaging up items and you don't want to actually use your large tape dispenser that you use to tape the box. You just have little things, like let's say you're putting bubble on and you just want to put a little piece of tape to secure it. This is great because it's just like very quick, and then you have a small piece. Well, usually it rips. Usually it rips better than that when I'm not on camera. But it's very solid, it's weighted, it's heavy, it's industrial. It's very easy to change the tape in and out because it has just the pins there. You just pull up and pop in. You just have to be careful because the teeth are sharp, and I have cut myself on them. It comes with a protective cover, but I actually removed that because I felt like it was just too protective and I couldn't take the tape off as easy. So I removed it. It's not something that they probably want you to do. But that was for me. But just know the teeth are very, very sharp. Okay, so moving on to some more tools. So this is amazing. This is one of those guns that actually shoots a small metal tab into a wood frame. This has been a game changer for my framing. So anytime I find a piece of art that is falling out of the frame, or I find something that I want to reframe, this is what you can use to secure it into place. It's just very easy to use. It's very powerful. It's spring-loaded. I have a little video that I actually filmed showing you how I secured this embroidery to the frame, and so I'm going to show you that right now. This framing tool has been absolutely incredible this year. I have to secure a lot of art in frames. Oftentimes with vintage art, it's kind of falling out of its frame, and so something like this can really help secure it back into place. It shoots these little metal pieces into the frame, and then it secures the frame and the backing together. So this particular piece had some imperfections in the front that I needed to like secure down, and it was held in the frame with these teeny tiny finishing nails, which to get these back in is, no, that is a non-starter for me. No, thank you. So something like this is amazing because it's basically like using a staple gun. So you press it down and secure it to the front of the edge of the frame, and then you just hold and press. And you can see it shoots one of these metal pieces into the frame, and that secures the backing. So it is awesome. So if you find yourself doing a lot of framing projects or securing a lot of pieces that are vintage back in their frames, these types of tools, like this particular gun, is awesome. I have used it so much. I just think it's an incredible tool. So I have this linked to my Amazon. So as you can see, this is like a great piece. So anyone who is dealing with a lot of art like me, this is something that you absolutely want in your toolkit. So this is another thing that I absolutely can't live without. It is a tiny little screwdriver set. So you get all these individual bits of different styles, so flat, Phillips. They're absolutely adorably cute. I also like the fact that they're little because you guys know me in miniatures. But you just pop them on the end of this guy and you put the different bits on there, and it's just great for any time you have something that needs to be tightened up. So a lot of times on brass, some of the brass animals are secured to a base and so they can get wiggly, and you need a small set like this in order to be able to tighten them up. So I'm just usually tightening a lot of like fiddly, loose, wobbly things when I am getting things ready for photographing or for my booth, and that type of kit is wonderful because you can absolutely find a little screwdriver head that will work perfectly with the teeny tiny screws that you find in a lot of like fiddly decor pieces. So if you don't have one of these, definitely get one. It can replace having a whole set of screwdrivers. No one wants to have that many around when you can have a kit like this. So it's very inexpensive. There's a lot online. This one I just liked the look of it. My husband has desperately wanted to steal it. I'm like, sorry, you have yours. You cannot take mine. I hate it when anyone takes my tools on my like workstations. I literally could go insane. Anyone else out there like that? Like, don't mess with my stuff. So that is definitely a must-have. So I totally forgot to mention these claws when I was talking about framing tools that are just amazing. So this is the best type of claw that I have ever come across because it has the pointy ends that when you set it in, you can actually just hammer the ends and it will go into the wood, as opposed to this style, which is what I thought was the norm. This claw requires these fiddly little nails. And I was so perplexed on how to actually like coordinate hammering the nails in with the clip. And then you guys told me, well, you just need to use like a pair of pliers and hold the nail because it's so tiny. And that is like just so fiddly to me and requires so much more finesse than this clip that actually has the built-in pointy bit that will go straight into the wood. So I have been using these. I don't use these very much at all anymore. And I'm mostly using these claws because of the ease of getting them into the wood. So if you ever find like a crewel that doesn't have a hanging mechanism or any sort of canvas or other frame piece of art, this is a really great option and it's very quick. You just have to remember to hammer on the outside where the pointy bit is. Don't hammer on the center because then it will, cave in. So something I learned in the beginning because sometimes I'm a little wild with the hammer, I guess. But this is something that I use all the time. And once you like buy a big bag like this, you'll probably never need another one. So it's a really great purchase. My next two recommendations are for anyone that's doing like content creation. I actually got a professional mic this year and I think it's made my sound quality much better. These are the Rode style mics. They are not cheap at all. So just know that they're not cheap. They come with a lot of gear. So you can either have it clipped or you can actually have it mic to you like a small lapel. When I do any sort of brand like content, I usually will use the little lapel one, like the teeny little one that's like more hidden. Otherwise, I'm just popping this on because it doesn't require me to fiddle through my clothing. But I did a lot of research on mics. I tried a cheaper one originally and the sound quality was terrible. And so it was like, there went like $75 of just did not work out the door. And so I decided to invest in something that's really, really good. So there's a few different styles, but this one, the Rode one, has two little boxes. They charge in this case. It comes with two mics and all the like the little bells and whistles for getting professional audio. If content creation is something that you're doing and your camera doesn't have good audio, or you want to sound like you're next to the camera no matter where you are in a space, that's where these come into play. They're really great, really great, especially in a room like mine that's very echoey. So I have these links. This is not for everybody, of course, but this is something that I was very happy to purchase this year. The other content creation tool that I absolutely can't live without is my tripod. It's a telescoping one. So a traditional like tripod stand has the, the 3 legs, and in order to adjust the height, you have to adjust each individual leg, which is insane to me. It takes me forever. I used to have that type, and now I know why so many of them are at the thrift store, because they're a nightmare to use. I don't have time for that. This one, it goes out and then it can go in. So depending on what height you want, you just have to pull it up or press it down. It telescopes. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I can't recommend it enough. I love it so much. So anyways, I will pop a picture on the screen of what it looks like. But if you're doing content creation and you're looking for a tripod, this type of style to me is like a no-brainer. And the final 2 things that I absolutely can't live without for my business are my thermal label printer. This is what I use to print my shipping labels. It is phenomenal. It makes labeling your packages so much easier. You just peel it off and stick it on. It's affordable. And it's a better option than using like your actual like computer printer that you would print a document on. This is what it's built for. It's great. It also can print any other design you want, as long as it adheres to the size of the stickers that you're putting through the machine. So it's actually quite versatile. I have like printed out cute little labels to put on grab bags before. So it's just a piece that I feel like anyone can use in their home. If you have littles, you can make your own like sticker things. So anyways, it's just a fun piece to have, and also very good for your business if you're shipping as much as I am. Okay, so my final must-have essential is my Hulken bag. Actually, I have 2 Hulkens. I have a medium and a large. I have traveled with these to Europe. I use them locally at markets. They are the best schlepping bags ever. I actually use them for post office runs. I will stick all my packages in one of them, and then I can wheel it into the post office rather than have to make multiple trips or bringing like a big tote in. It's just so easy. This is not sponsored. I just love them so much. So you can buy them at Target now, I've been told, and you also can buy them online on their website. I do have a link down below that if you purchase through that link, I will get a very small commission. But if you'd rather purchase it from Target, I just want you to get this bag regardless of whether or not I make a small affiliate income or not, because I just think they're that great. They will wheel on gravel, they will wheel on cobblestone, they will wheel well on grass. So even when I'm in Europe, that was one of the things, like, will I even be able to use this on like a European road after going to a market? And the answer is yes. So they're just great. I feel like a celebrity, honestly, when I'm using it, because people are always like, whoa, oh, what's that bag? It's really funny because they've been around for years now. So you think people would be used to seeing them, but people are still oohing and ahhing because they're just a very great bag. So yeah, Hulken, if you're watching and you want to do a sponsorship, by all means, hit me up. But otherwise, yeah, you definitely need this bag. I think it's at Target, and then linked down below. Okay, so those are all my must-haves. They are linked down below. If you click one of those links, I may get a small commission, depending on what you're buying. It's usually not very big at all, but it kind of supports my Starbucks habit, so I appreciate it nonetheless. If you wanted to ever support one of your favorite content creators and you don't have the budget to do that, if you're shopping on Amazon, if you click their links, even if you buy something from their Amazon storefront or not, they will still get credit for any sale on the Amazon platform after you click that link. So that's a way to support your favorite content creators, especially right now when everyone's buying. If you can remember to click anyone's Amazon links, then they're getting a small commission and it goes towards their business. So it's very much appreciated. Thank you so much for watching today, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Take care.